All right, people. I got a great update for Apple. But before I talk about the update, I want to talk about some other facts, like what I'm explaining in this note here. You know, people, since March the 8th and March 15th update, Apple has been doing exactly what I've said it would do. And I said that it wasn't a good setup for higher prices. It was going to chop. And, it never could confirm my other plans. And the options, the April 21 140 calls, people, they haven't really moved. They're pretty much, even though Apple's at 140.88, they are practically the same price they were back around March, right, or right around this March the 8th area. Okay, right around this area. Even though it's over here, they haven't really they gained, they lost value. But because Apple is still up, like the thing about Apple is people, there are people talking about really stupid things. Apple's going to go down, blah 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 blah. But yeah, sure, Apple's going to. I mean, Apple's been holding its gains. You got to realize that from here, if you look at this close here, Apple is still higher than this close over here. It's just been chopping. And that's why I didn't like this. I stated this is a great long-term investment. It's going to go higher. We're setting up for higher, but we're going to most likely chop. And in this update, I'm going to talk about that as well. It still could chop, but there's a good chance that if we can confirm, they might give it a chance. Again, there's a lot of resistance towards the 144 to 145 area, and depends how powerfully they push towards that area, right? Because that's going to be the sweet spot. And with the options, we can still get in here and make some money. I would, if I were you, but if you take this trade, remember, there is resistance. We do want to see lots of power. All right, people, let's get to the options. Let's get to the plan here. All right, people. Unlike I don't sugarcoat anything, here's March the 27th. Apple set up the test 148 to 152. Next. This move may still not be smooth, and that I've been warning about, right? A stock that I think that has is smoother to confirm would be Win if that can confirm. But we'll talk about Apple here. But the April 21 140 calls or 140, oh sorry, the April 140 calls or 145 calls could be used. But I must explain some key details, people. Yeah, so I already said some of the key details. Pay attention because but what's in the boxes are key numbers. Now, at this point in time, people, if we want to take this trade, I would like to see Apple break above 142 on some strong action volume to confirm. A good action volume is 4 million on a 10-minute chart. Now, it's the same process here, people. If we can't break 142 on strong volume, make sure we look for some sort of basing of 142 and some sort of power towards 142 and a half. As I said, people, if this does confirm, make sure that you don't let your options turn into losses. We want to see continued power. It may not be a smooth trade. I do think Apple is setting up for higher prices. It's been doing amazingly well. They got rid of listen. Look at the fact, people. Apple was extremely overbought here, but from this point in the overbought zone, Apple is still higher. And foolish for people to not understand that this thing here, in my opinion, it could take another couple of weeks. If we confirm, but we don't confirm, we don't. If we don't confirm or we confirm weekly, they could still need a couple of weeks for the stock to chop around, and then finally we're going to get a really solid plan and break out. At the same time, this plan here, if we get solid strength to 145, it may not take very long for this to really break out. So let's wait for confirmation, people. I'm all about the plans. Let's go take a look at the options, people, to make some comments there. All right, people, this is March 27th. We're here at the Yahoo Finance Board. Apple is closed at 140.88, up 24 cents. Even with the market collapsing, quote unquote collapsing, things being very, very, very negative over the weekend, Apple still remains up. As I said, this is a leader technology stock, people. Odds favor higher prices long term. But anyways, let's talk about this options plans, people. I've been talking about these 140 calls. Now, look at this. Do you want to know something? Look at the open interest. Oh, man, this is high. But look at this. It's tight spread. But believe it or not, Apple's options, really, if you would have held the options from March, you wouldn't have lost money, nor would you really made a lot of money. But it's good to show you that there is stability. And listen to me. If we time this right, you can make money. Now, if we take this confirmation, you can make money. Okay. Now look at this 140. Now what lost value here? are the 145 calls. Okay, they were about 90. I think we're about 90 cents back on March the 15th. They've lost some value, but they're trading very well still. There's a great spread on the tight spread. Now, these could be really good to get into because in case Apple does push properly, again, in case these can make some good money. Again, this is documented, so we're documenting the 145 calls and the 140 calls. Apple's one of those things where we can confirm it doesn't show enough power. It makes us some money. One thing you want to do, you can always take a break even and wait for another setup. You want to, or take some small profits. If Apple shows the power, it's going to be very clear, people. Power is pressure. It should really start showing power and pressure if they really want to take Apple up higher. And of course, these options are going to give it plenty of time to make some good money. So there you have it, people. Let's look for confirmation. Going to be making comments on Power Trigger Trade on Stock Twits and Twitter. All right, people. If you haven't already subscribed, see the sound of Power Trigger Trade. It's going to appear here in a circle format. Simply click on it, and it's going to give you an easy way to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, people. So there you have it. A great update for Apple. And a stock that I do like, that I think is a better setup for options-wise, people. If Apple longs, I would suggest you take a look at the win. Of course, win needs to confirm, but this one here, probably if the stock can confirm, will outperform Apple options. But you know what? If you like the Apple trade, people, like I said, be prepared to look for confirmation. Be prepared to take small profits. If it acts really strong, that changes the game, but it still really needs to break above those resistance zones, which I see at being 144 to 145, and this video will document that. If we get there powerfully, that'll be a good sign for the options that they're worth holding for the bigger move in Apple. So there you have, people, a great true fact video. Check daily for updates, people. Confirmation is key. Study the videos, people. Witness the power, people. Thanks for listening. Like the video.